Hello and welcome back to KNF Design. If you're new here, my name is Katie and I try to bring a wide variety of different craft projects to you. If you ever have a craft project you would like me to show you how to make or just want to see me try to make it, let me know down below and I'll try my best to bring that to you. If you like today's craft project, make sure to hit those thumbs up. It really does mean a lot to me and it helps bring my crafting videos to more crafters like you. Don't forget to also hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. That way you don't miss out on any of our crafting fun. So with that, let's get crafting. Today I'm going to be making a fabric pumpkin out of the typical styrofoam Dollar Tree pumpkin, but I'm going to try something a little different. I'm actually going to try to use the grooves of the pumpkin to make it more defined, and we'll see how that turns out. My fabric I picked here is pretty thick, so I don't think the orange should be a problem with it showing through. If you do pick a thinner fabric, you might want to paint this, or Dollar Tree in their Halloween section has these white pumpkins you could use. So I'll save that for another project. I think I'm going to use the orange one just since this is a thicker fabric. This one was kind of fun. It has some bugs on it, some fall themed colors. So I really liked this, and I believe this one came from Joann Fabrics. And I just need to cut off a tag. And we'll use a better stem. This one's very glued in. But we'll just kind of pull that off. Usually they're easier to take off. That one just had tons of glue to it. And it's just held on by this toothpick. Alright, there we go. So I have made a pumpkin where I just cut the circle in the top and the bottom, put a fabric, actually sweater around it and shoved it in, added some decoration, and it was really pretty, and I will link that down below. But this time I want to focus more on these grooves. Since everyone kind of makes those pumpkins, I want to maybe define it a little bit more. So I took that fabric and I cut these little strips. And they're gonna go there to here. And then we'll just kind of press them in and do layers. So I actually have this little template here I made for you in my library that you can find down below. These strips here I cut with my Cricut machine just because it cuts straight where I don't. It was easy. This is a thin kind of cotton fabric, so I use the cotton fabric, setting more pressure, and I use the rotary blade. Fine point should be able to work on these as well, but that's just what I used. I didn't try the other one. And then I put it on my fabric grip mat here. So as you can see, some of them come off nice, some stick just a little bit with that setting, but it just, I mean, you can pretty much just pour it apart. It's just a few of those little extra strings that get caught, or you could use scissors to pull it out. So I'm just gonna take all those out. I counted my pumpkin had, I believe it was 10 around, and then I made these 8.5 by the wider section 2 inches. It might need to be just a little bit longer. I'm cutting it a little close there, but that's all right. I'm just going to stuff them in here, and then take an Exacto knife and follow these lines here. And I might even, depending how it goes, use this little Cricut tool to make these lines just a little bit more indented. It's not a good project if you don't like the sound of styrofoam. And then we'll just take a piece of fabric here, and I will be cutting a little hole here at the top too for it. And they're just hollow, so you'll be able to see right through. And then a little hole at the bottom for it. And then I'm going to just push them into that groove we just made. So if you don't use this pumpkin, you use maybe a bigger one, just make sure you, if you use these or cut your own, you resize them so they're a little bit wider than this section here, so that way you have a little extra to push in. And that they're long enough that way as well. Again, you can cut these with your Cricut, you can cut them out by hand. Either way would work as well. And it should be tight enough that you don't need glue, but you could if you felt like it needed it. And I'm just going to go around and do this for all the sections. So here is a finished pumpkin. It turned out great, and I like the definition that it gives it. This is kind of the bottom. Here's the top. I accidentally cut a little bit much and got my center pressed down there. You could just keep it like that and then stick your little stem in, or flip it over and make that now your top. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, I think it turned out nice. I kind of went a little crooked here somehow, and so I ended up, like I think it could be these two actually. Some of them got a little closer, so I ended up cutting another strip out just to help fill it out. So I ended up doing 11 of these strips to finish this pumpkin of this size here. But I just cut it out by hand. I laid the one extra one I had over my fabric and cut it out by hand, so it wasn't a big deal there. And then for your top, I have a piece of wood I'm going to stick on top there, and I think I could leave it like this, but I might cover it with some twine here. So I have my hot glue heating up over there to do that. These little pieces I didn't want to puncture it through like I did here, so I might just glue these little ones down here just so it'll stay, and then stick my topper on, and I might just glue some of those down too once that hot glue warms up. And then I also have some, I might make a bow or something like that. We'll see. If I think the sunflower might be too much, but we'll see. And you can always do like a leaf or a little twine thing coming out of it. You could also, if you really want to make those lines noticeable, you could put the twine in here and glue them. So it would look something like that. That's also kind of a cool look. So it just depends which look you like. I'm kind of liking that actually. So I might do that too actually. So let's see if our hot glue is ready. It is. My cat got a hold of my thumb protectors here, so yeah. Callie likes to chew through everything. I changed my mind. I think I'm gonna leave it like this because that was kind of the whole point of doing that. And if you cover it, you don't notice this detail here. So let's see if I can unglue this. good as new. There's a little pumpkin, but I think I'm going to add a little something. I think I'm just gonna leave it simple like that. Let the pattern show well. So there is our little pumpkin, and I really like how this one came out. I like this pattern. It's just kind of a little different, and he's really cute. And I like this little extra detail. It takes a little bit longer, but it wasn't too bad to do. And again, don't forget I have that pattern for those in my library that you can get for free. And that way it just gives a little bit more depth and dimension than the others. If you want, you can always glue your ribbon kind of like this so it has a little extra dimension to it as well. Kind of stays well on his own, but you could add those little ripple effects just by applying a little glue when you bend it. But let me know what you think, and I look forward to seeing your pumpkins if you make any yourself. Thanks for crafting with me, and I will see you next week. Bye for now.